Well, I don't know King Lazarus, and this one is called State of Emergency. Selassie the first. We don't want no more bloodshed, no we not send dead. A message we are send to all the kill them. No more bloodshed, no we not send dead. A message we are send. It's a state of emergency. The people need help urgently. Watch yourself when you're walking on the street. Broad daylight and gunshot a beat. It's weeping and moaning and gnashing of teeth. It's bloodshed, warring on the streets. Eradicate poverty and crime would have ceased. Somebody tag Rowley. Election time when them coming on the streets. Full up the people with them hopes and dreams. Unfulfilled promises.
Please turn up. The gang them a wreak havoc right now upon one of the two main gang. Now, this is Jose Matos. Them killing like 2 days ago in a targeted hit. He's a known underworld figure in Belize. But I am gonna tell you about him and what happened. But before I do that, I am gonna start way from the back so you can understand. Let's go. Now, Belize is turned up. The clip I just played, I did that video 2 months ago where they killed Jose Matos. Now, look at the screen in front of you. I'm gonna call him Deportee boss. He was deported to Belize about 7 months ago and he was killed on Good Friday. His name is Clayton Uter and he is the leader of the Bacalan Crips. Now, this war in Belize has taken a serious turn because all of the Crips, the big time drug boss and the big time bosses in the Crips have been snuffed out. Now, this guy here, Mr. Clayton, what does he have in common with Jose Matos? Well, both of them were best friends from childhood and they grew up in the same neighborhood, and when Mr. Jose Matos died, Mr. Clayton took over, leader of the Crips, and I don't know if that was by ownership or it was just by default, given the fact that Deportee boss was the best friend and he was also a major leader in the Crips gang.
At his yard on Mackenzie Street in Belize City, only 3 days after a state of emergency was declared. On Good Friday, Uter was sitting down next to his house when a gunman jumped his fence and opened fire in his direction. The gunman then got on a motorcycle and sped off, leaving behind a fatally injured Uter. The 52-year-old shooting victim was deported to Belize 7 months ago after spending time behind bars in the US. His brother, Raymond Fute Gongora, says Uter had made a complete change since returning home. In 2004, Uter was wanted by police for questioning in connection with a murder. He was also wanted around the same time for questioning in connection with an attempted murder and an attempted burglary. Gongora says that while Uter had his past, he wants people to know that his brother was a jovial individual who transformed into someone who wanted to see better for his community. Gongora suspects, however, that his brother's past may have caught up with him. Uter lost 2 of his children to gun violence. He leaves behind 10 other children.
Crime team and the gang team I believe so messed up. May I try explain it to Uno in a most simple way. If you look at the screen right there, this kind of explains to you what's going on. You have Brandon Baptiste, he is the leader of the BLC Bacalan Crips. And then you have Brandon Smith, which is leader of the PIV gang, which is Bloods. So one is Crips and one is Bloods. PIC mean peace in the village. Now these 2 gang have been warring for years and years and years. Jose Matos, that's the Spanish man right there, second picture from the left. He was killed 2 months ago. Now, the man I call Deportee boss, he is best friends with Mr. Jose Matos. And when Mr. Jose Matos died, there he put out the word that he's gonna put up money to get rid of the people them who kill Jose Matos, which is PIV gang. Now, the word got back to PIV what Mr. Utah Deportee boss said, and they line him up and they killed him on Good Friday. And that's what's going on in Belize. They caught him off guard in his yard. A youth, asleep as the man pull up on him and jump off a bike, I think. Jump over the man's fence with slippers and go around there and kill him. He died in a neighbor's yard. And that's how them get out Mr. Utah, Clayton Utah. Now I'm telling you, you see Belize, they shot at them, as slippers and barefoot them man they wear now. So when you see a man barefoot and dirty and things say, yo, I want pussy, no, he's a hit man. So right now, PIV gang has taken out majority of the top man them in a BLC. Belize called a state of emergency, and within 3 days before Good Friday, and within that Good Friday, them licked down Mr. Deportee boss, Mr. Utah. So that shows you what Belize is all about and what's going on. Now, before I go, the story gets even crazier. Now, look how Belize is such a small place, and it is really a big place. Now, the youth on the left is Clayton Utah. We call him Deportee boss, leader of the BLC, one of the leader. Now, on the right, believe it or not, that's his son. And his son is charged with killing his best friend, Deportee boss best friend, which is this man right here. That's Jose Matos, and that's the best friend of Clayton Utah, aka Deportee boss, and me give him that name. Now, his son is a member of the PIV gang. Now, when I spoke to my intel, I said, I'm a little bit confused. Did he run off and become a PIV after he was a BLC? And he said no. He said Mr.
Utah lost 2 of his children to gun violence. He leaves behind 10 other children.
A whole bunch of kids, because 2 of his kids got killed. And he still have 10 more kids. So he had kids all over the place, and his son was born over in the PIV, Peace in the Village, the blood section of Belize City, and obviously became a blood and ended up killing his father's best friend, which is a BLC. You see how Belize is? You can't make this up nowhere else. Listen, let me know what you think about this, and I'll be keeping my ears down on the ground. And big up the people in Belize. Big up my youth down there who give me the intel, yo. Because listen, Belize is really not a place to mess with either. My name is COUNTRYMAN. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on another video. I'm out. Before we get into the video, I want you to check out COUNTRYMAN Canada, the YouTube channel, and also check out the WhatsApp group down below. You understand? In the group, we share information, we talk about a lot of stuff. And any ideas, any kind of videos you guys want me to make, I'll make it for you as long as it's possible for me to do it. So remember, check out the WhatsApp group. Now, let's go.